I said, hey, baby, I really love. Now in the video, Compton, Lime Hood is down with the mob, Hollywood and cross Atlantic off of the boulevard. Every town has a Elm Street, but not a Freddy Krueger. Don't get caught in the jungles or a park called Ludus. On Rosecrans Pass, only in the red light. Tree toppers to the left, fruit toppers on the right. One by ones at Westside Power, Bruce like past dark. And the only other blood hood is Campanella Park. Hacienda Swans are bounty hunters, will call your number. Rolling 30s and 20 outlaws, 60s runs will put you under. Cabbage Patch, Center Park, Harbor Park, Athens Park 2, Scottsdale neighborhood, Hawthorne Waterfront, all Power Bruce, LA Deville, this one with Pasadena Avenues, Bloodstone, Inglewood, Family, the Pueblos, Bloodstone Village, Block, Stone, Circle City, and Eastside Bishop's got it going on. With the MGs, Queen Street, B&Gs, ain't no stopping the village town, Eastside, Payne, Crenshaw, Mafia, Bebop, Watt City, Stones, and the skylines. Don't say cuz blood, this is Pyro all the time. West Side, Boston,
I got love for the rules, I thought you knew, Jack. So guess who? Peekaboo, little stretches back. That Tech 9 loaded, if the war jumps. Little young pucks getting sprayed by the ride pump. Fools down by the curbside. Another crab lost his life from the fury of a drive-by. Hunters, they playing in the 9 trap. From the H to the 5, we peeling caps back to the fat.
And the communities in which they face difficult and diverse problems. The proliferation of gang problems in large and small cities, suburbs, and even rural areas over the last 2 decades led to more action being taken. Gangs are an ever-growing problem. In 1995, the first nationwide survey of gangs was taken. 2007, law enforcement agencies reported gang activity in their jurisdictions. A total of 23,388 gangs and 664,906 gang members. 49% of these agencies reported their gang problem.
But why do kids get involved with gangs? It mostly involves a weak family structure. A youth gang member is likely to be a youth who has done poorly in school and has little identification with his school staff. He does not like school and uses school more for gang-related activities than school activities. A lot of gang recruitment may take place in school. Prison gangs and street gangs are interdependent. Most prison gangs are outgrowth of street gangs, but evidence identifies that gangs formed in prison may emigrate to the streets.
Okay, my name is Detective Gary Votaw. I work with the Columbus Police Juvenile Bureau, the high school unit. I've been with the Columbus Division of Police for 17 and a half years.
I am Kevin Berry, and we're here interviewing Mr. Votaw for our senior English project, and we're just going to ask him a few questions on gangs. Are gangs a common occurrence in Columbus?
Yeah, there's quite a bit of gang activity in Columbus, Ohio. It may not be real organized gang activity like New York City or Los Angeles. But the fact is, I work with the Columbus Public Schools in the school systems. There is gang activity. It's quite common actually out in the street. They're not, once again, real organized gangs, but they're generally groups of individuals that call themselves gangs that commit criminal activity.
Do you think that the gangs are spreading to smaller communities?
From my experience, and actually from news reports and newspapers, and I do know people that live in the suburbs of the Columbus area, I would say that it would be at least safe to say that there are wannabe gang members in most of the schools surrounding Columbus in the suburbs. That's a correct question.
Why do you think most kids get involved with gangs?
From my experience, and I think it's pretty well common knowledge, America, that a lot of the kids that are involved in gangs are inner city youths. Basically, they come from broken homes, single parent homes. They may live in government subsidized areas that where there is a lot of criminal activity already. And I think that there's a lot of idle time on these kids' hands. They generally don't do well in school. They're not really accepted sometimes in the schools. They don't have the parental guidance that they need to maybe be successful in school, to have the encouragement they need. So they turn to these gangs because it's a sense of family. If they don't have the family at home, then they need someone. Everyone needs somebody. Everyone needs a family. And a lot of times when they join these gangs of other youths, that they have that sense of family.
How young do you think kids usually start in the gangs?
Okay, well, I'm going by some of the statistics that have been done by a study, and the study was done by Mr. Ronald Huff, who's an Ohio State University professor who's studied gangs since the 70s, and some of the references that I give are from his study. And the average age of a gang member is about 15.5 years old. That's the average age of a gang member. However, in Columbus, I have seen at least a couple cases of 10 and 11-year-olds that are at least wannabe gang members. They've gotten in trouble in schools for putting the gang graffiti on their book bags and books, and they brag that they're in gangs, and they've done some initiation type activities in the schools that show that they were part of or at least wannabe gang. So I've seen them as young as maybe 9 years old.
Do you feel that there's any connections between gangs with drugs and crime? In a lot of cases.
Oh, absolutely. Like I said earlier, when I referred to, when you asked are gangs a common occurrence in Columbus, and I said that they were basically unorganized gangs. These aren't. When I state that they're unorganized gangs, it's generally in Columbus. They call themselves a name, whether it be West Side Posse or South Side Gang or Bloods or Crips. They're not totally organized, but maybe a group of 5 to 10, maybe as large as 25 young men generally involved in these gangs that get together and basically just commit criminal activity. Petty thefts, shoplifting, stolen cars, sometimes if they're into credit card thefts and credit card usage. And some of their initiations are assaults. They have to maybe originally beat up another student or another kid in the neighborhood to get the initial act of getting in the gang. And then they might graduate into stolen cars. You have to steal a car in order to get to the second level. Then you may have to go to a felonious assault. You have to use a weapon of some type to beat someone up to get to another level. And then a lot of times when they're maybe 15, 16 years old, they'll turn to the real violent crimes like armed robbery, rape, and even murder.
What are some of the common crimes among the gang youth?
Well, like I just said, I think stealing and assaults are probably the most common in Columbus. And this could be random assaults too. For instance, they may be driving down a road in their car, and this one particular wannabe gang member has to commit an assault, and they just might pull up to a street corner and just randomly pick a citizen or another young adult, jump out of the car, and basically beat them up just to be initiated into the gang. So in my opinion, it's assaults and thefts and stolen cars.
Do you feel a lot of the gang members carry guns?
I would say from my experience that the majority of the gang members do not carry guns. As an example, if there were 10 gang members walking down the street, maybe after school, or just in the early evening, if you're asking me if all 10 of them probably have a gun, I would say no, but there's probably a gun or a